We've arrived at Beringbooding Rock. I'm assuming that's the pronunciation of it. And we've come away a little bit from the main campsite, which appears to be just a circle with a few caravan bays spiking off it, and found our own little spot at the back here. Never a great fan of OPN, other people's noise, especially when we're filming. It makes life very difficult. So yeah, nice little spot, just tucked away in the back here. It's only just past some sort of equipment that's in a fenced area, and you just follow the track around and go to the left. And plenty of area back here for us to just back in. Now we can actually settle down and have a look at the rock. Another open space back here as well. People have obviously been in there camping. Plenty of room out the back here. I'm really not a fan of campgrounds that try and herd people together like sheep. Yeah, the track coming up from the camping site around the rock does lead to a few other spots, so if the campsite is full, or if you're just looking for a quiet little space, worthwhile coming out here and checking it out first. I'm not sure whether these are actually authorised spots, but there's certainly other places you can get into along the rock and camp. This would have been a nice little spot for us, but I only walked so far, so didn't see where this was. Worthwhile checking out though if you're up this way. You can just wander along the track and have a look. Here's yet another little spot that'd be a good campsite. Not sure what the fence is in aid of. Doesn't really keep anybody out because it's down in several places, but there is a big waterhole and an unusual feature in here that I want to find, so I'm just wandering around to see if I can get to that now. It definitely seems that nobody takes this fence very seriously anymore. It's down all over the place. And as with many of these little granite outcrops, they've all been important water resources over the years, and this one is still collecting water, like many of them. Well, this is the feature I'd be looking for. Not much in the way of signage to tell you where it is, but very interesting structure with a pool at the bottom. It's once used for water storage as well, I guess. Now from this angle you wouldn't even guess there was a pool up there. And you can look at the way this rock is cracking here. You wonder how much longer that's got before it comes tumbling off. Some very, very significant cracks in that. Well, I guess even though I'm a bit warm after walking over the rock, that still doesn't look all that inviting. And this is not far from the campsite actually. I just came to it from the back of the rock as I was walking around. And down here is the main campsite. Not a lot of room in there, and a bit too cramped for my liking. The track we've gone up is just over there, and you can see us hiding in the bushes there. If you follow up further you'll find a few other sites. Best to walk first to make sure your rig can get in there, but there's definitely a couple up there we could have got into easily. Something tells me they're not too keen on anybody getting over to that tank. So there's actually quite a huge rock, and the best way to see it's going to be with the drone, I think. So going to wait for the wind to drop a little bit and then put that up. Then I'll have a better idea of what's around. As you can see in front of me here, that's part of the camping area. A ton of room here for anybody who wants to come in. The circuit around the rock, the road, is one way. They do seem to lack any kind of signage for a walk trail. There is supposed to be one, but where it starts and where it leaves the campsite, pretty hard to tell. I've been looking for it, haven't found it yet. Unlike Beringbooding Rock, where the campsite's pretty small, the one here at Elachbutting is huge, so you're not really going to struggle to find a spot that you can get away from other people a little bit. People are definitely not crowded on top of each other like they are at the other place. You can see in the bush there where it's a little bit more shady, still just a smattering of everlastings. Not many though. There's still a nice patch at Datjon, but the further east we've come, the more sparse they've become. We have been to Mukinbudin a few times now. In fact, the first time we took the coaster up there, the wheel fell off the trailer and we were stuck there for a few days while it got repaired. One of the places we never miss when we're in town is the local bookshop. It has a great selection, and we always seem to find quite a few good books when we go there. On this visit, we came away with a box full. Just across the road, you'll find toilets and also a water fill-up point if you need to fill your tanks. Been a very, very long day's drive today. The wind's been fighting us all the way and we've been battling to do about 60 or 70 kilometres an hour. We came through Mukinbudin this morning, stopped at the bookshop there, grabbed a whole pile of books, which we usually do, and then went through Tamin, down to Kellerberrin, through Yoting, as it's called, Yoting, Y-O-T-I-N-G, it's just a wheat silo, and we've ended up at a campsite called Wamenusking. Now, again, pronunciation, I'm not sure of these things, I'm just pronouncing it the way it appears to be written. Obviously this is for the local sports enthusiasts. Dunnies are locked, so not available for travellers. But good little undercover area here that you could make use of. And tennis courts. You see tennis courts everywhere. Tennis must be really, really popular out in the bush. Yeah, no real facilities here at all. And you can see we're just parked over there. Got the local bushfire brigade here as well. And a nice little spot to spend the evening. So we've come up now to Quairading, a nice little wheat belt town. Going to have a little look around. They're providing for caravans by having an RV rest area, and they've got day parking over here for big rigs, caravans and buses. Yeah. So we'll just have a little wander around town and see what we can find. Poor old shops have served the town well over the years, but yeah, definitely starting to look a bit neglected now. Well, this is probably going to be our second last stop for the trip. It's a place just north of Quairading called Toapin Weir. Been here once before in a different setup. And there is a little area in by the toilet, but there's very little room in there, so we've come out to the big open field that's next to it. All hard ground. And obviously been used by other people. Looks like they're doing some maintenance work or something on the weir at the moment, so all these trucks just pulled in. So we're sort of crossing our fingers there's not going to be noisy maintenance work, but it probably will be. Anyway, we've got some sunshine and some cloud. The pies are in the travel buddy heating up for lunch, although I suspect I'm going to have to put the Jenny on for a little while just to get it hot enough. And we're just about to settle down and have a coffee.